Hi guys, hello meet everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk very shortly about yesterday's topic about Jayne Tooter. Okay, I did watch the video, by the way, for those of you who didn't know. And so here's what I want to say. Even before I watched the video, I've got one thing to say about Tommie's situation. I don't think this individual is playing a straight game at all. I don't think that this person is a transgender intersex. I think they're not even potentially transgender. Because first of all, if she says she's a she, there's two things. Number one, okay, she don't look like no she. Two, she doesn't sound like a she. And then when you hear about the statutory rape thing, that means that she doesn't even act like a she. Okay? So what I have to say is Tommie, let's be honest with yourself. One, you appear as a man. Two, you act like a man. And three, you talk like a man. Oh yeah. Clean your damn camera lens, okay? It's filthy with nicotine smoke. No one can really see you. Did you deliberately put grease in the lens so that they can't see you clearly? Because if they did, this makes you look even more, bogus. Tommie's story does not scan. I think indeed is a he. It does not scan because of so many reasons that I can just go through and say right now, as a person who is intersex hermaphrodite, that person is full of phony baloney. It does not scan. It does not make sense. Okay? No hermaphrodite in the right mind that considers themselves to be a female is going to dress like that, wearing a tie-dye top, and at the same time go through and smoke cigarettes like a godforsaken chimney, and get mad when they're misgendered because clearly they do not look the gender that they say they are. I don't see Tommie as a legit person in that area. As far as the statutory rape charges go, I believe it, that maybe that's why Tommie's trying to give that excuse. Oh, well, because of statutory rape, I want to basically make myself look better. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that I'm a female so I can get empathy. No. You're not going to get empathy because you're trying to play a fucking game and play us as a cheap musical instrument. As a real hermaphrodite, I find you repugnant. Even when I first met you, I seriously said to myself, is this person for real? Because they don't even appear to me to be genuine. How can they say that they are when they act completely different and they show no feminine nature at all? First of all, every time I see Tommie's videos, Tommie's always wearing the same clothes. Okay, I understand if you haven't washed your laundry for a few days, and because I do that too a lot. But here's the thing. I never sat there with a cigarette hanging out of my goddamn mouth and go, you misgender me, I'm going to hang up on you. I don't get misgendered much because, first of all, I'm genuine. Okay? I talk in a straight game. I am a straight player. Okay? So, Jayne Tooter, I think you better seriously reevaluate what you consider yourself. Because if you're supposed to be a transgender or trans woman, or even a hermaphrodite intersex woman, you better seriously change your game, person. Because I don't think you're very convincing at all. Okay? I don't know why MMD Archives introduced me to you, but clearly, okay, what they said of why you hung up because the People Piece is 17 years old. Alright, now here's one more thing about that. People Peace is a 17-year-old Bulgarian migrant who lives in Canada. He's a smart kid. And he's not really a kid. And in less than a year or so, he is going to be 18 years old. Depending on the policy of Canada, he would be considered an adult, a young adult. He will have been able to establish credit in his own name. He just won't be able to drink. Okay? I don't think people of peace is interested in alcohol anyway. The point here is that with people of peace, I don't think your problem is worrying about the police pounding on your door. I think the problem is you're going to have to worry about the fact that you're going to be listening to a young man who's got a lot to say about socialism. I don't agree with. That's another topic. I'm going to do that as another one, but fuck it, I'll throw it in there anyway. People of peace. Let me just say this. You want to have a debate on socialism versus capitalism? Keep this in your cap. As Donald Trump said, socialism is a failed experiment. In every country that has ever become socialist, those countries have gone bankrupt, morally, ethically, and financially. We saw what happened with Venezuela. We saw what happened with Cuba after the 1962 revolution. We saw it all the years under Fidel Castro, how it's gone. It really is not that good. But Cuba is one of the better countries. But the thing is, prior to that, Cuba was a major tourist destination for a lot of Americans. Cuba had a republic. Cuba was a country with a fine, booming tourism trade. Cuba is beginning to see that it's time to begin to change that. I don't know if Raul Castro is going to basically be encouraging that with his people, but the people of Cuba are actually starting to seriously look what's going on with Venezuela, and they're kind of getting ready to consider the same option, to vote Raul Castro out of power. You see, one of the things about we're talking about governments now is that socialism doesn't work. It destroys economies, it impoverishes countries, and it basically makes people feel like crap. For so many reasons. I'm sorry if people who are supporting Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez thinks that your deal is such a great idea. It's not. Who's going to get all the power? Here's a hint. It's not going to be you. Once the Socialism Green Deal comes in, the government's going to stick its proboscis into everything you do. Everything. It's going to tell you what kind of fuel you can heat with. It's going to tell you how you're supposed to build your house. It's going to tell you where your kids are going to go to school. Eventually, it's going to start going further than just environmental concerns. It's going to become to the point where everything is going to be controlled by the government. Everything. And it's going to determine who's going to live and who's going to die. And it's going to tell you where you... think about it. Socialism, communism, even fascism does not work in the 21st century. Of all the systems that have been around, communism and capitalism have been the biggest foes of each other. For good reason. One encourages the individual to become self-sufficient and self-reliant. The other one encourages the individual to give up that self-sufficiency and self-reliance for an easier way of life being controlled by a huge government. That's the difference between the two. I'm a capitalist. I support capitalism. I support the free market. I support the fact that, yes, while there are people who are handicapped and do have a hard time doing certain things in their lives, I still believe that each individual should be responsible for their own destiny. Not let governments tell you, for example, what you're supposed to eat or what you're supposed to wear or how you're supposed to heat your home or whatever. You, as an individual, have the right to make those decisions. It's just like I said in the movie. The Constitution says, pursuit of happiness. If you're happy, eating out of a garbage can, I'm not going to stop you. As long as what you want doesn't infringe on my rights. The Green New Deal from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez does exactly that. It infringes on my free rights as given in by the United States Constitution from the Bill of Rights. It infringes on my right to be me, the right to have a life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Oh yeah, I suppose that if you look at it this way, wouldn't socialism also make Tommy Tooter's life even more irritating? Why, Tommy wouldn't be able to live as she claims she is, would she? No. She would have a government-instituted gender assigned to her. That's it. No change. You can't even get it through the Department of Records. You got, it would affect me too, obviously. But the thing is the whole system in America is we believe that all Americans are given the unalienable, meaning unremovable, non-revocable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, if you're going to have the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, let me tell you something. That also means that there's responsibilities associated with that. When you, as an American, are actually thinking about what you need to do, you're taking your initiative, your responsibility into your own hands for your own destiny. Then you cannot blame others when you, by your own lack of discretion, do a mistake. Because under the Constitution, it also means life, liberty, and unhappiness if you yourself fuck up. Which is absolutely true. If you fuck up by your own lack of knowledge, hey, that's what life is. Happiness doesn't always come as a happy can. Sometimes happiness doesn't come because of bad decisions on your part. That's okay if you screw up. At least you have the opportunity to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and try again. Think of what that means. So, if you support the Green New Deal as it's written, and Martin obviously said that he supports a lot more than the Green New Deal. If that's really true, how can you say that socialism is the way of the future? I know that a lot of millennials want to support the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez deal. Let me throw a bone out here for you. Let me throw out a compromise. Some of the stuff she has said that Donald Trump has also said, that they want to rebuild infrastructure, the bridges, the highways, the railroads, the electrical grid, the water grid, the sewage treatment grid, the a variety of the things that we depend on every day, the telecommunications grid. Absolutely. But in order to do all that, we must not realize that we cannot tear down everything that is already established. And giving free money for those people who do not want to try to improve their lives is definitely no way in hell am I going to support that. There is no way in hell I'm going to give any free money to anybody who does not want to improve their lives. If you seriously want to improve your lives, absolutely. If you are handicapped, but even so are still trying to get off the dole and you're trying to show a person success, I say to you, I give you a pat on your back, say good work, and I'll even do my best to help you make it happen. But if you're going to sit there, play your PlayStation, and basically eat Twinkies, or drink beer, or smoke cigarettes, or marijuana all day, and do nothing with your life, homeless Mike, I am talking to you here. You should not get free money. For the Bible says, for thou who does not work shall not eat. That means just that. If you are not even giving back to the community, why should the community support you? That makes no sense at all. Really. And also, Tommy, here's one thing for you. What exactly are your videos about? I watched them and I still don't get it. But at least my videos are pretty clear of what it's about. Like, this video is going to be talking about Tommy Tooter is not genuine, and about socialism or something like that. But the Tommy Tooter part is going to be genuine part of the title. Is I want to make sure you understand, Martin and Tommy Tooter. Neither one of you, especially Tommy, you are damaging the hermaphrodite, intersex, transgender community with your dog and pony show. There's no way. Martin, you are so out of touch with what socialism has done in many countries. You think it's improved the lives of so many. Ask people from former Russia what their lives are like and why they left. Ask people from Bulgaria, the ones that fled the country. Yes, many fled Bulgaria because of socialism when it was the former part of Yugoslavia. Okay? You guys should ask these people. Ask the survivors. Ask the ones who fled. And then you would understand why socialism / communism / fascism is a fucking waste of resources. And it's a non-sustainable deal. Now, I'm an American, I'm a Republican, and I support the Constitution of the United States. I support that deals are specified under the Declaration of Independence. We believe that all people are given by an inalienable right by Almighty God, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that it shall not be infringed upon by any kind of centralized government controlled by tyrannical dictator, monarchy, or whatever. In other words, your rights are your rights given by God, the Almighty God. Those rights are your rights and shall remain your rights. Think about that. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Friday. I know I'm still downloading the video parts. Patty's coming. He worked with me this afternoon to clean the house up. I'm going to be going with her to the... I'll see meeting her at the soup kitchen soon. I just having to get up really early, and I figured... It's 7:49 a.m. Yeah, I'm up. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to take care of that. So stay out of trouble, guys. Thank you for watching this little editorial piece. Okay? Bye-bye.